In this video, I'm going to share 5 ninja in-play football betting tips that can dramatically improve how you approach live matches. I'm going to walk you through exactly how the pros filter out the noise and find value while the rest of the public is betting on pure emotion. Make sure you stick around because tip number 5 is a massive one that reveals a specific mathematical glitch in the markets that you can exploit. So, go put the kettle on and let's dive right in. The first tip is to plan your bets before the match even starts. This might sound counterintuitive for an in-play strategy, but it is the single most important habit for maintaining discipline. What this tip is about is creating a short list of potential scenarios that would trigger a bet, rather than deciding what to do while you're caught up in the excitement of a live game. Why it matters is that once the whistle blows, your emotions start to take over. The crowd noise, the commentator's hype, and the visual of a team attacking can trick your brain into seeing value where it doesn't exist. Most bettors wait for a match to start and then start scrolling through their app looking for something to bet on, which is the fastest way to drain your bankroll. When I first started out, this is a mistake I used to make myself constantly. I used to fall into this trap where I'd sit down on a Saturday afternoon with no plan, watch a few minutes of a random game and place a bet just because it looked like there might be an early goal. I was betting at kickoff without a plan and ignoring the actual price, thinking that more bets in more games somehow equaled more profit. How to approach it correctly is to look through the fixtures and decide your if-then scenarios. For example, you might identify a match where you like the look of a strong favorite, but instead of backing them at a poor price before the match, you decide you will only back them if they go 1-0 down. This allows you to secure a much higher price for the same structural superiority. You are acting like a trader, waiting for the market to hit your entry price before you commit a single penny. Now, the second tip is really important, and that is to treat your in-play betting like a focused trading session. This is about your environment and your mindset. What this lesson is about is blocking out a specific window of time to focus entirely on the markets, rather than betting casually while you're distracted. Why it matters is that in-play betting requires you to react to fast-moving data and price shifts. If you are trying to place bets while you're scrolling social media or talking to friends, you are going to miss the subtle signals that indicate a value opportunity. Most bettors treat live betting as entertainment to be done in the background, but the professionals treat it with the same intensity as someone trading the stock market. How to approach it correctly is by dedicating specific sessions, such as a Saturday afternoon window or a Champions League evening, where you avoid all distractions. You build your short list of 5 to 10 matches that fit your criteria and you monitor them closely. This focus allows you to spot a sudden shift in momentum or a price drift that others will miss. By being in the zone, you can make calm, calculated decisions based on the data rather than rushed, impulsive ones. You want to be proactive, waiting for your shortlisted games to hit their triggers, rather than reactive, jumping onto whatever game is currently on the television. By the way, if you like videos like this and want to see more on this subject, remember to click the like button. It tells YouTube to send you more of this kind of content. And while you are there, you should hit the subscribe button and notification bell so you never miss a system or strategy video. This next insight is something most bettors completely overlook, and that is to watch the first 20 minutes of a match for sharp market moves. What this tip is a look at how the professional money is moving the price before a goal is even scored. Why it matters is that the bookmakers often set their initial prices based on historical data, but they have to adjust quickly once they see how the match is actually playing out. Most bettors assume that once a match kicks off, the price is set until a goal happens, but that isn't true. If you see a team's price shortening significantly in the first 15 to 20 minutes, it often indicates that knowledgeable bettors are backing that team based on their early dominance or tactical superiority. Let's say you're watching a match where a team starts at odds of 2.10. If they begin the match by dominating possession and creating multiple dangerous attacks, sharp bettors will start placing large bets on them. Even if the score remains 0-0, you might see those odds drop to 1.90 or even 1.80. This movement is a powerful signal. Out of curiosity actually, which of these do you think most bettors struggle with the most? Is it the patience to wait for these moves or the discipline to stay focused? Let me know in the comments because I'm genuinely curious to see how you guys handle these live shifts. How to approach it correctly is to use this price movement as an extra layer of validation. If your data and the eye test suggest the team is dominant and you see the professional market is moving in that same direction, you can be much more confident that the value is real. You are essentially following the smart money into a position. By the way, guys, if you want to skip all that manual monitoring and find these in-play opportunities instantly, the Statto app is a brilliant research accelerator. Instead of manually analyzing dozens of matches and trying to track every price move yourself, you simply press the relevant prompt and let the artificial intelligence do the heavy lifting for you. It automates the entire research process, scanning live match data to identify the genuine value spots in seconds. It is all about time saving and simplicity, allowing you to stay focused on your trading session without the headache of manual data entry. Click the link in the description or scan the QR code on the screen. Another thing experienced bettors always do is use multiple data sources for their live statistics. What this tip is about is the necessity of data verification. Why it matters is that no single data provider is perfect. Apps can lag, stats can be misreported, and different platforms use different models to calculate metrics like expected goals. Most bettors rely entirely on the stats provided by the bookmaker's app, which is a massive mistake because bookmakers are primarily focused on managing their own risk and encouraging you to bet, not providing you with a professional edge. I learned this the hard way during my early days of trading. This is where most people slip up, and I was no different. I used to trust a single live score app and once entered a trade on an over goals market because the app showed a massive number of dangerous attacks, only to realize minutes later that the data was lagging and the game had actually slowed to a crawl. Every time I've ignored the rule of verifying my data, I've been reminded that information is only valuable if it is accurate and timely. How you approach it correctly is by monitoring multiple independent platforms simultaneously, such as FlashScore, SofaScore, and FOTMob. Each of these provides live stats like possession, shots, and expected goals, or XG. You are looking for directional agreement. If all three independent sources show that the home team has 5 shots and 0.80 XG, while the away team has 0 shots and 0.00 XG, you can be very confident in that interpretation. This multi-source approach protects you from delays and ensures you're making decisions based on the most reliable information available. And finally, the last tip, and honestly the most impactful one of the entire video, is to understand that real goals often lag behind expected goals. What this lesson is about is the fundamental concept of XG as a predictive tool for the immediate future of a live match. Why it matters is that XG measures the quality of the chances being created, while the scoreboard only measures the outcome. Often a match can be 0-0 on the scoreboard, but the underlying data shows that several high-quality chances have already been generated. Most bettors look at a 0-0 scoreline after 30 minutes and assume it is a boring, low-scoring game, but the pro looks at the XG to see if a goal is due. A common situation might be watching a game where the score is 0-0 at the 30-minute mark, but the total expected goals in the match has already reached 1.00 XG. This tells you that based on the quality of the shots taken so far, the game would normally have produced a goal by now. When you see this kind of lag, it is a ninja signal that the deadlock is likely to be broken very soon. How you approach it correctly is to enter the goals market, perhaps backing over 1.5 goals or over 2.5 goals, before the goal actually arrives and the bookmaker slashes the price. You are using data to see what is happening in a match before the scoreline reflects it. This is one of the key ways that data-driven bettors gain a mathematical edge over the casual public who are only looking at the goals already scored. By recognizing that the underlying pressure is building, you can secure better prices and position yourself ahead of the curve. And like I said earlier, guys, hours of manual research and trying to calculate these XG lags yourself are no longer necessary if you want to professionalize your approach. Statto dramatically speeds up the process by providing structured betting insights instantly. It scans the live data across thousands of matches to find those specific spots where the goals are lagging behind the expected goals, giving you a professional advantage that is impossible to achieve manually. It is a serious upgrade for any football bettor who wants to move away from guesswork and start using a structured, data-led process. Click the link in the description or scan the QR code on the screen right now to see how the artificial intelligence can accelerate your research and sharpen your edge. I really hope these 5 ninja tips have shown you that successful in-play betting is about preparation, data verification, and understanding market mechanics. When you stop betting on pure emotion and start following a rule-based framework, your results will naturally follow. Remember to click that like button if you found this valuable. It tells YouTube to show you more of this kind of content. As always, the learning shouldn't stop here. There is actually another video on the screen right now that I think you'll find very useful if you want to keep building your knowledge and sharpening your edge. Go ahead and click that. and I'll see you over there.